Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be for you if you hate your job, and I don't know why I say that with such a smile, except for the fact that by the end of this video, I will have shared practices with you that you can implement today, right now, especially if you're watching this on your lunch break, that will help you to feel more empowered at work and will help you stop feeling like a victim. All right, so let's get right into it. I want to say, first of all, that the desire to make this video is multifold. Is that a word? Is that a word that's used when talking about something other than fucking paper towels? I don't know, but it's multifold. And it's because, one, I do actually like to shop and go out a lot. I live in a world-class city. And when I go out, I just feel like there's so many zombies. I go to these stores and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on with people? Like when I was these kids' age, like you couldn't shut me up. Like I was so energetic. And I apologize, you guys, I live across from a fire station and Chicago. It's hot tonight. But I see a lot of young people out here struggling in these jobs, particularly in retail and in the service industry. And like I said, I want to help empower you. I've worked in those industries. I know that they can be really quite brutal sometimes, but I also have a spiritual toolbox that I can kind of open up here for you and share some tools that you can use in a setting like work, in a setting where you wouldn't normally try to use those tools, but that when you use them, you are going to elevate yourself to a higher frequency. So again, you aren't a victim and you feel more empowered, not only about work, but about your life, okay? And the other reason I want to make this video is because I enjoy working. Anybody who knows me knows that when I'm not like clocked in at a job somewhere, I'm probably making some shit, writing and dancing and fucking making music and stuff, which very few people have heard. But I'm always fucking around doing something, and I feel like the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you allow yourself to have a shitty attitude at work, to be lazy at work, that's going to transfer into all the other things you're doing in your life. So that brings me into point number one. You become what you do. So I don't know if you have a mother who, when you were younger and you would make like some silly faces, she would tell you, hey, don't make that face, because if you do that enough times, your face is going to stick like that, right? And she was kind of exaggerating, but also not really. You know, the things that we do, if you're always furrowing your brow, right? If you are always angry and clenching your jaw, and, you know, I know I used to do like this with my hands, like I used to overthink and I would like do this, you know, that's gonna stick over time. So if you are somewhere, or if you are playing a role for 8 hours of your day and you allow yourself to be lazy or apathetic or even angry, some of the more deeper negative emotions, if you think that you're just gonna shut those off when you clock out and you're gonna be a completely different person, let me tell you, I've never seen that. You might get a little, you know, there's a little variance there. It's not, you're not going to be 100% the same, because obviously you're off and you're going to be enjoying doing things that you enjoy, hopefully. But there's also no guarantee, right? There's no guarantee that you hold on to this frequency for 8 hours, and then you're going to be able to just shut it off. Like, you're going to be carrying some of that with you. There's this really interesting phrase, quote that I've heard that has really changed my whole perspective on goal setting, for instance. And it says that we don't rise to the level of our dreams, our goals, our ambitions. We fall to the level of our habits. And I think maybe it says systems too. But you can dream all you want all day about how when X, Y, and Z happens, how at your next job, you're going to be happy and you're going to be this and you're going to be all that. But the truth is, the person that you are going to become is going to be a person that does what you do. That is more powerful than your thoughts. Your actions, your emotions, how you feel, and the frequency you allow yourself to exist on for those 8 hours is going to be more powerful than some aspirational thoughts that you have about the future. Why? Because your thoughts are just air. They just live in space. But your emotions and your actions, all of that is in here, is in your physical body. So that is what you're going to become. So if you're wondering how to fix this, I'm just checking my notes. So you're like, all right, I understand that's a problem. How do I fix it? I'm going to link this down below. I want to give you all like the easiest tools, like the easiest shit that I found that you can just like put to work for you right now. And some of it is going to sound kind of innocent, kind of naive. And you know what? That's okay. Because playfulness and embracing that inner child is something that we are talking a lot about here on the channel. So allow yourself to be a little more innocent, a little more playful. And so this is what you'll do. Again, I'm going to link it down below. It's a book I found, and I actually found it through a TED Talk. The author did a TED Talk about how you change your neural pathways. And now we talk a lot about neural pathways on this channel too, because we tend to think a certain way. Over time, we develop habits, not only in the way we act, but also in the way we think. And it's really hard to change those pathways. So whenever you're thinking about something, I mean, you can think about it for days, weeks, months, years, and you may always get the same response because your mind just has a certain way of thinking. And so one of the easiest, coolest, most fun, simple ways that I found to change your neural pathways is to ask better questions. You just gotta ask questions. Look, and you can do your little index cards if you're a nerd like me. And one of my favorite ones is, how can I have more fun right now? Right? You're at work. How can I have more fun at work today? How can I make work more enjoyable today? You can say, hey, who do I know who can help me find a better job? Who do I know that needs my services? What steps can I take today toward fulfilling my life's purpose? Like, these are all things that when you're feeling shitty at work, you can give your subconscious a little work to do. And all of a sudden, remember those neural pathways, that dry riverbed in your mind, that when you pour water on it, the water is always going to go through the same path? Not anymore, because now you've asked yourself this question that takes that path, that neural pathway, and it opens it up. And now your subconscious is over here working for you in the background, and now your conscious is a little more active, a little more alert, looking like, oh, well, like what fun can I get into here? What can I do here that's a little more exciting? Who do I know that needs my help? And now all your senses are activated. You're looking, you're listening, whereas before you were becoming numb. So it kind of wakes you up. It's so simple, right? You can use this right now. So let's keep it moving. Number two. Number two is more about why you want to keep a higher vibration at work, why you want to be at work feeling empowered and not feeling like a victim. We all work with the public, and this is especially important if you're doing any sort of retail, hospitality, service industry, and that is that you never know who you're going to come in contact with. And now I share this after years, so many years of working in the industry and just letting so many opportunities go by because I was thinking about my problems at work, right? I was being too introverted and not focusing on the people in front of me, the people that I'm serving. And so if you're wondering, okay, well, how do I stop thinking about my problems at work? We're gonna move into number three. I don't know that was a full number two, but whatever. Number three is, how do I stop thinking about my problems at work? Okay, so I know most people, if you ask them to meditate, they would say, I don't have time to meditate, right? And I'm here to say that if you have a job, you have time to meditate. And the time that you have is the time that you're working. Let me explain that. So there is a branch of yoga, a lesser known branch of yoga. You'll only know this if you really spend time in the yoga community. But once you get past all like the physical postures, you guys know, like triangle and fucking tree pose and all that, you move into they're called limbs, other limbs of the yogic practice. And now there are some people who never do the physical practice. There are some people who only do the meditation. There are some people who do singing yoga. That's a branch of yoga. And there are other people who, in some combination or maybe just on its own, do the yoga of service, right? And so the yoga of service is how you can meditate at work. And the way that you do that is by being fully present, being fully there. Unless your job requires you to be on your phone all the time and be checking up with this and that, put your fucking phone away. I don't know if you've realized, because I've been here for, what is it now? TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, LiveJournal, Friendster. I've been here for all of that shit. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but it's the same stuff every fucking day. You're not missing anything. What you're missing out on is an opportunity for you to be so engrossed in what you're doing, so focused on the task at hand and on serving somebody else. And I forget how this sentence started. But you're missing out on that opportunity to feel what it's like to be so focused. And it took me so long to do this, to finally start doing this at work. But the times that I have, man, if you've got anything you're stressed out about, just forget about that. When you clock in, forget all about that and come and be here. Be with the people who are in front of you, the people who are paying you to serve them, and see if that nonsense, if that petty bullshit doesn't fall away from your mind and you forget all about it. If it's still there after 8 hours of fully focused work, it's probably pretty serious. But even just taking that break and not ruminating on it all day will give you fresh perspective on it. Haven't you ever had a friend who's got this problem and it seems like, oh, this fucking problem they can't work out, and you come in and you're like, bro, like the answer's simple. The answer's simple for you because you're not in it. You're not in the fucking forest with the problem, right? You have a different perspective. You've got a bird's eye view because you're not in the problem. And you're not always going to have somebody outside of you to come and help you with your shit, right? So what you need to do is you need to start learning how to block that stuff out. And like I said, the petty stuff is just going to fall away. And you're going to be more present, and you're going to be more focused, and your vibration is going to be higher because you're not letting these low level thoughts and nonsense that's going on all day on the internet cloud your judgment. And so when you're interacting with people, going back to number 2, these people who you don't know, I've had celebrities, I've had movie stars, I've had millionaires come into all the places that I've been working. One of these people could be your future fucking partner. This could be your future employee or employer. Hey, shit, who knows? Maybe you're very ambitious and they may be your future employee, right? But you never know what you're gonna meet. This could be your new best friend. But if you are allowing yourself to feel either apathetic about the work that you're doing or allowing your own personal thoughts to keep you from being focused and present at work, then you know what? You're probably going to be in that job for a really long time because it's going to be really hard to get out of that. Or maybe somebody else will hire you if they're fucking desperate. But you got to bring, like, especially if you're working with the public, like, bring your A game, you guys. Also, this is just a tangent, but brush your fucking teeth, you guys. Like, work on your personal hygiene. Don't be out here working with the public and like not taking care of yourself. I don't know when that should happen, if it was during the pandemic or what, but y'all are out here being gross. I don't know who raised you, but it clearly was not Lourdes and Macedonio, okay? So wash your ass, you guys, okay? Yeah, to close, I just want to say, like, guys, I've had shitty jobs before, and I would love to pretend that I was Barbara Einreich doing her version of Nickel and Dimed on Not Getting By in America, but I wasn't. I had some shitty jobs just because, you know, I've fallen off. I've, you know, lost that gusto at some points, and I've just ended up where I've ended up. But I've tried to do my best to keep my vibration high when I'm at work. And I've even had people who share, you know, I share my location and they're like, oh, we don't contact you when you're in that place, you're MIA. Yeah, because when I'm in that place, I'm fucking working, bro. Like, you know, and I've had these shitty jobs, and I've even preemptively quit jobs because I thought I was going to take off. I thought some niche thing that I was doing was going to be a hit, right? And it wasn't. And so I am in a more balanced place now where I am spending part of my time working on my passion, fulfilling my purpose, but also I work as part of an organization. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but I work in leadership. I work in leadership, and that's why I hold people to a really high standard, okay? And so if you are an ambitious person and you want to eventually work for yourself, stick around here. I am working that out. Like I said, I've learned the wrong way how not to do things, and now I'm in a really good place where, like I said, I work for an organization that's actually really fucking fun, you guys, and I'm having a blast, and we're growing, and it's so synchronistic. But at the same time, when I'm off work, I'm like fully engrossed in executing my purpose, and this feels really good. And I feel like we don't really get that. We don't get that content from a lot of people. It's usually like they're super amateur or they blow up, and you don't get to see all the steps in between. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around, and so subscribe, like, and do all that stuff. I hate having to tell you guys to do that shit, because if you like it, you'll like it. I don't have to tell you, but letting you know the path that I'm on will probably help you if you are considering subscribing. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you feel more empowered. These are 3 easy steps that you can put into practice right now. Stop playing the victim, you guys. You have too much passion, too much creativity, energy inside of you to be wasting it away at these little jobs. So thank you for watching. I really hope that these practices are simple enough that you feel you can start executing them right now, and that you put them into practice and start to feel more empowered at work. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Te cuidas.